The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network. Any questions or concerns about what is said should be directed to the show host, whose information will be provided upon request.
Rising High with Dr. Ware. Welcome to the show, where we inspire you to rise high, achieve your dreams, and go beyond. Tune in each and every Sunday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. on the WBGR Health and Wellness Network. I'm your host, Dr. Ware, author of the new children's audiobook, Rukiya and the Magical Spikes.
Welcome to the Rising High Show. I am your host, Dr. Ware. Thank you for joining us each and every Sunday. We have an amazing show for you today. In studio, we have the one, the only, Princess Jay. Many of you have heard of her. And if you haven't, if you don't know, now you know. This young lady is a YouTube influencer superstar. High school young lady that not only runs track, keeps her grades up, and she has her own show on YouTube, and she has close to 300,000 followers. So she's on the road to 300K. Super business lady, and I had the pleasure of speaking with her yesterday, and we had her in the show. So please help me welcome Princess Jay.
Hello, my name is Princess Jay.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And taking time out of your super busy schedule.
Thank you.
So tell me, we're going to dive right in. How did you get started?
How did I get started on YouTube?
Yes.
Honestly, I was bored one summer day of me going into my freshman year of high school, and I always knew how to edit since I was young. I always was a creative child. I just had a creative mindset. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me take this and, put it into another level. So I took out my phone and I just recorded a cute, funny video, and here I am now.
So you had your own phone going into high school, which is not unusual anymore.
Yes.
I have second graders with phones. I get it. But how did you learn how to do editing? For so many of us, that's not an easy thing.
Yes, it's definitely not easy, but I taught myself. I didn't really go on like YouTube to look at videos. I just got an app, a good software app, and I was like, oh, this is nice. And I just played around with it a little bit, and eventually I just taught myself how to edit.
That's amazing. How long did it take for you to get to a point where you felt like you were good?
Couple of months, because I used to just play around with the app, and I didn't really understand certain, features on the app, but I just taught myself.
So you've been doing this for 2 years, right?
Yes.
You have 300,000, on the road to 300,000 subscribers. Now, yesterday, we were at an empowerment summit. It was a KIPP DC empowerment summit for young ladies, middle school through high school. I have to tell you, there was about 200 young ladies in the room. Happy Women's Day as well. But these young ladies went crazy over her. At the end, it took another 45 minutes for her to do autographs and pictures and posting. There was a line of girls. It was amazing.
Amazing, yes.
How do you handle that responsibility of influencing so many young minds?
It could get challenging sometimes, but I always just have to keep a positive mindset and understand that I am influencing and inspiring so many young people around the world. So I have to keep my head up and keep a crown on my head and just be positive and just keep it under control. But it is pretty difficult sometimes.
I'm sure it is.
Yes.
Tell me about the difficult times.
The difficult times come when I have to, time management is a huge thing, so I have to manage my time with track, school, YouTube, studying. I'm in a program at my school, so it's pretty difficult sometimes. They always have us doing projects, building robots, everything, so I have to manage my time a lot, so that's where the difficulty comes in.
There's a lot happening here. What type of program are you in?
It's science and tech, so it's a STEM program.
Yes.
So engineering, science, technology, math, so yeah.
You know what I love about you? That you've already embraced your creative side. You've already embraced your athletic side. And you're super smart. You're a STEM science girl. I mean, that's amazing. How did you find that self-confidence to not put yourself in a box, not just feel like you have to pick one thing? How did you figure out that it's okay to be everything in one?
Self-confidence is a huge thing. You know, being confident to me was always a big part of my life because ever since I was young, I just had a strong personality, just so outgoing. And, you know, I just took that. Once I got older, I just matured into a higher level of my confidence, and I just try to show other girls that they can be confident also.
I love it. So that's your main platform.
Yeah, that's
your message.
my main focus, to let girls know that they can be confident. Like, just be confident.
I love it. That's what my book is all about, right?
Yes.
So a lot of you know, and if you don't know, I wrote a book called Kia and the Magical Spikes, and that's about a track girl's journey. So
Yes.
This is just the best to have that conversation with another track girl and that message of confidence. I think that that's something that you cannot talk about enough. It's really not something that we can get enough of sharing. Where did you get this sense of confidence? Who told you that it was okay to be this confident without being perceived as conceited?
Yes, because a lot of times with confidence, people may think you're conceited or you're full of yourself. But my parents always made sure, like, they enforced it in me to always be confident no matter what, to remember that you're beautiful, you can do anything you put your mind to. So my parents are a big part in that. They always just made sure that I was a confident young lady. And with me, my personality, I just, I took their word and I ran with it.
Yes, that's a line like straight out of my children's book. There's a part of the book where I say, so I followed my parents' advice and it worked out for me. So that's a very important topic that we discussed yesterday at the program about like listening to parents and following your advice. Now, yesterday I asked you about how important it is to follow your parents' advice. Can we speak to that for the younger people that are watching?
Yes, because a lot of people, especially younger kids in our generation, they think that they can't, listen to their parents, but they have to remember that your parents have your best interest.
Yes.
So they want you to be the best you that you can be. So it's very important for you to listen to your parents, obey your parents. Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to stress you on this question.
Yes.
If you said something to the parents that are watching, what advice would you give to parents raising their children?
To the parents that are watching, I would definitely stretch the fact that you should communicate with your child, make sure that they're doing okay, just making sure that they're doing good, because communication is key. That's what builds the relationship, builds the bond. So I feel like that's a huge factor into, making sure your child is being the best them that they can be.
Yeah, that's very important to have that communication.
Yes.
So everyone listens to each other and to understand your world.
Right.
Because, the millennials, but going into your generation Z, it's a completely different world for you guys.
Yes.
Where, social media and like watching your entertainment from your phone, holding your entertainment in your hand, that's the way of the world now. For you guys, that's normal. For, the parents, that's a transition where we were watching television and some of us didn't even have cable when we grew up. That was the new thing. That was the new technology. So for you guys now to understand your world, that these iPads and these iPhones, this is like legit. This is legit, and she has a legitimate business. So she's a businesswoman while in school in her STEM program, while running track.
Yes.
How do you manage all of that? I was way too nervous when I was warming up at track meets in order to even how do you do it?
I always just look to God and I just pray to God. I just keep God close to my heart because I just always ask God to lead me in the right direction, closer to Him. So whichever way He wants me to go, I will go. I just listen to Him, listen to what I feel like my parents want me to do. I just try to make my parents proud, myself proud, and God proud. So.
Amen. I'm proud.
Thank you so much.
Wow. I wanted to ask you another thing about friendships.
Ooh, that's a huge topic.
Yes. I think we're going to touch on friendships. We'll open that up, go to commercial, come back and finish. Because being a young woman in high school, and you have friends, but you also have your day ones from before, you have new friends, and then you have fans. Can you tell the difference between who are friends and who are fans?
With me, I definitely can, because ever since, 4th grade, when I was young, I just always had a strong mind, So I definitely, when I was younger in the 4th grade, I started to realize that certain friends, this was before the fame or before I even had a name, a lot of people would, pick on me and stuff. I used to get bullied a lot.
Really?
So, because I was skinny, because I have a gap, because all of this, it was hard for me. But I just realized once I got older and once I finally found my brand
Yes.
in, like, you know, Princess J, I was like, okay, so I can be confident. I love myself. I love my gap. I love my smile. So with that, distinguishing the friends and fans, I could honestly say that I only have about 4 true, real friends that actually support me for me and actually love me and want to see me do great. Because with that, it comes with, you know, some people just want to be your friend because you have popularity. So it's hard to distinguish that sometimes. My parents always remind me of who my real friends are. Mama knows best.
Oh, Mama knows best. We are going to leave on that note because we are getting some words of wisdom, and Princess J is dropping some gems on us. So we are going to come back after the break with Princess J here. Rising High Show will be back after this message. And welcome back to Rising High. We have Princess J here, the YouTube superstar. So where we left off, we were talking about friendships and fans.
Yes.
I had another question for you about how do you handle negative comments?
Negative comments. I get a huge amount of negative comments, and sometimes it does get to me. Okay, not a huge amount, but the positivity around my brand definitely outweighs the negativity. But the way I handle it is most of the time I either laugh at it, laugh it off, you know, brush it off my shoulder. Just because my confidence is so high, I don't let what anybody says get to me. But for the most part, when it does get to the point where I'm like, oh, like this kind of hurt, I would either talk to my parents about it. I would either, you know, just pray about it, because God is a huge part of my life. I just pray about it, you know, and I just try to, you know, take the negativity and turn it positive. That's one thing I'm very good at.
Good. That's good stuff. Do you have turn around here a little bit. I had a thought here. You mentioned God a lot, and then we don't always find that with like younger folks, which is amazing and very positive. So now I figured out, because there's so much positivity and energy around you, so now I see how you really tap into that strength.
Yes.
Do you pray with your friends?
There's one friend that I do pray with. There's one friend. She's just so positive. She's always positive, always, you know, telling me to keep my head up, telling me that I'm a bright person. And she just always, like, that's the one friend I can count on to always, you know, I can go to whenever I need to talk to somebody.
And I'm wishing that will last a lifetime,
Yes.
because friendships are very important. Like when you have that core, we actually have a friend to the show, like a core, and they call themselves a core, friends to the show. And then throughout the course of their life, they have created amazing things within their lives and the people around them. So I'm wishing you and your friends a lifetime of core-ness.
Thank you.
Do you ever want to quit what you do?
Sometimes, honestly, I do feel like, okay, this is overwhelming. Is it really worth it? Do I really want to do this? So it does get very overwhelming sometimes. However, I always have to remember that my J-Babies, I call them my J-Babies. That's my supporters. I call them my J-Babies. So with that, I'd be like, okay, so I inspire so many people. I can't give up now. I've come too far. And I literally just lift it up to God. I can't stress that enough. Like, I just try to stay positive. That's my main thing.
I love it. I love it. There's a spiritual element that happens here in Rising High. We always get that spiritual bottom line to everything that happens. You do have to keep that spiritual foundation no matter what you do. We've had a variety of guests here to the show, and that is always a common theme. So you're on the right track. You warm my heart.
Thank you so much.
And then, so I was going to ask you how you handle bad days, but, you know, we already have the formula. We have the answer. You want to lift it up in prayer. You want to go to your family and listen to your parents. And then you also want to, you know, take it to your friends.
Right.
We spoke about, like, handling your problems on social media. If someone has a bad day, do you think that they should run right to social media and post about it?
I think that that's the worst mistake you could ever make, to run to social media, because what you post on social media is always going to be there. You can't take it back. It's always going to be on that web. It's always going to be there. So you can't run to social media whenever you have a problem. That's why communication is key. If you have a problem with someone, or you feel like they did something bad to you or embarrassed you or anything, you should take up the problem with them and have the conversation with them, not run to social media and cause more chaos. Yes, offline, definitely offline.
This is an interesting world that we live in, where everything, somebody can just pull out a camera. You know, if you're had to slip and fall, and cameras are out, and people don't even like run to help one another anymore. They just run and grab their camera. Yesterday when we had that conversation inspiring all those young ladies, we struck upon like a concept of being nice. Yes. And like almost it should be a hashtag. It's okay to be nice.
It is.
Because being a 2nd and 3rd grade teacher, I find that the students, and my niece is in 2nd grade too, and I find like they're young, but they understand the world, but they're really not nice in their expression. What if we started like a little thing about like, a little movement. A little movement. Like it's okay to be nice.
It is. People in this generation think, oh, I'm cool, I'm hard, let me do this to get more, people to like me. Popularity isn't always the way to go. So getting people to like you is not really, shouldn't be your main focus, especially if you're in high school, middle school, however old you are. You shouldn't just, look for popularity. It's like, just be yourself and be nice. It's okay to be nice.
Yeah. You'll be amazed, like, over the course of your life, all the people that you are nice to, how they kind of circle back into your life. You just even meet, like, around this show, just being nice, being a nice person, and just kind of always knowing yourself and knowing your platform.
Yes.
So being healthy, health and wellness, this is why we're here, running track, and then just trying to be the best person that you can and just express that to everyone else. So it's okay to be nice.
Yes, and my mom always told me that you never know who you might need in the future. So you can't just, bully somebody or hurt someone's feeling just to get a couple of laughs. It's not really worth it because you never know who you're going to need in the future.
It is so true. I could
the person in school that you're laughing at might be your manager in a couple of years. You never know.
Or they might be the person helping you produce your show right behind the scenes. You never know. Shout out, you know who you are. So, you do some amazing work with the camera here, the blogging camera. So I have a blogging camera like this as well. But can you just kind of walk us through like a day in the life? Because as a teacher, I'm curious about how do you get your footage, and you're in the hallway, or you're in the cafeteria, or you're at track practice. Are you really like just jogging around, warming up with your camera? Like, explain a day in your life.
So a lot of people, like especially like older people, like I'm walking around like the nail salon just now. I was like, yeah, hi guys. So I just got my nails done, and there's people driving by, and they're looking at me like, what is this girl doing?
I would be absolutely confused.
Yeah, I'll just be like, oh my God, guys, people are looking at me. They're not, it's like I'm literally just talking to a camera.
Right.
But in my eyes, it's like I'm talking to thousands and thousands of people, and sometimes millions, depending on how many views the video gets. So it's like, it's really worth it, and it's fun. Look at it, it's fun.
I'm going to tell you, full disclosure, if you were a student in my class, I would be absolutely not put the camera away. Put the camera away. Take your notebook out. But, I'm realizing in having this dialogue with you that this is like a kind of older fashioned type of thinking. What would be your advice to like teachers? How do we transition our thinking, or should we transition our thinking? Like put the phone away, put the cameras away, electronics. How should we be looking at this?
I definitely feel like there should probably be a conversation held with the student and teacher if they are a YouTuber, or like, because you definitely always have to get permission from your teacher to record. That's what I always make sure I do, because some teachers do not want their face being in it, and that's a huge part. You can't record somebody without their permission. So you definitely have to take it up with your teacher. And the advice that I'll give to teachers is to just, listen to the student, let there be a conversation held, just communicate with the student.
Do they communicate with your parents also? Is there like a parent aspect to it?
As far as me and my life, I don't think, no, there has never been a conversation with my teacher and my parent. Simply because, like, when I walk around school, like, administration, everyone knows that I'm a YouTuber, and everybody, like, respects my decision, or respects the fact that, okay, I'm actually doing something with my life. I'm not just, doing nothing. Like, I'm actually, have a positive brand. So with that, they respect my decision, and they understand that, okay, she can record in school. As long as she's not, doing anything bad or negative, then it's fine.
But what if you have like 10 other students in the school, and then everyone is trying to be successful YouTubers, and then the younger generation? What is this something that we'll have to become accustomed to, like cameras being on in the classroom? Do you think that's the way of the future?
Honestly, no. I feel like there's a time and place for everything. So you shouldn't just be having your camera out recording literally the whole time in class. Like you can record at, like once, twice. You shouldn't really be recording because you're supposed to be learning and doing your work in class. So most of my footage from my YouTube channel, it's not really in the classroom base. It's like track, me at lunch, eating. Like, I don't really record as much in the classroom.
Okay. So it comes down to your editing. So you kind of make it look like this is the whole day long, but you actually have your camera out for like, what, 5 minutes, 7 minutes?
Not even. Like, a couple of seconds. Like, half of my I just record a lot of clips in a day, so they're probably 30 seconds. Like, the only long clips I have are my hair videos when I'm at home in my bathroom doing my hair. So, yeah.
Wow. And then, of course, there's the element of, like, finding the right angle,
yeah.
finding the right lighting, and then you post things lightning fast. After yesterday, I just went on Instagram, and there were, like, a million different posts and the stories.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do it?
I look at it as fun. Like, I'm like, this is fun. Like, I had such a great time, an amazing time speaking to the young ladies yesterday. So it was very fun, and I always like to give back in some kind of way. So, like, with me just liking a subscriber's or supporters' pictures, that just makes their day, and that just brings so much happiness to my heart. Because when I text back to my subscribers, they be like, oh my God, I can't believe you responded. And it's like, oh, like, I really actually inspire people. Like,
I saw those girls.
It's kind of unbelievable sometimes. I'm like, wow, I'm just myself, and they love it.
Wow. Authenticity is really just the name of the game these days. It's just all about being yourself.
Yes.
So you have a wonderful message, and you're really putting out some positive stuff, and you really are inspiring these young ladies. I saw it firsthand. One young lady was too afraid to tell her how much she was her biggest fan, so she had her friend, and I'm like running the microphone and then asking the questions, and the young lady said, I don't have a question, I just have a comment for her. My friend over here is your biggest fan, and then the friend was red and blushing.
Yes.
It was incredible to see. It really was to see the younger generation inspiring the younger generation.
I know.
My niece is part of that even younger generation that's going to make you feel a little older when she comes up. So she's 7 and in 2nd grade. Brilliant child, lots of talent, creative as well. And she wants to be a YouTuber. And I hear this for all of my students. So what would you say if you went into an elementary school classroom speaking to the kids about being a YouTuber as a career? Like, how viable of a career is this these days and in the future?
Well, with YouTube, the biggest advice I could say is you have to have a plan. You can't just be like, oh, I want to do YouTube, but you don't have a plan. You have to be serious about it. You definitely have to take it serious, because when I first started, I was not taking it serious. I was uploading like once a month. Like, that was terrible. So, and then it just snapped in my head. So, okay, let me actually do this. So I was consistent. Consistency is a big part of being a YouTuber or an influencer in general. You have to be consistent. You have to be entertaining in a positive way, not entertaining in a negative way. Like,
anybody can do that,
right? Exactly. So consistency, and you should definitely have a talk with your parents also. Like, Mom, Dad, this is what I want to do. Like, I actually want this to be a career.
Wow. Do you have permission forms? Because I noticed some of the girls from yesterday that you kind of like kind of colored out their face. Do you do permission forms?
Oh, they did that themselves. Like, a lot of people, like, they just crash their face out because they say, oh, I look crazy in this pictures. But I met Jalen, I met Princess J.
And then they send it to you.
Yeah, they send it to me.
And then you post it.
Yeah.
Because I have a variety of viewers, the generations. So some people may know how that works, and some people may not know how it works across Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So that's after the event. She was taking pictures, and now we don't really do autographs like that. We take selfies and pictures, and then they send the selfies to Princess J on her Instagram.
Yes.
But if they don't like how they look, because I thought it was a permissions thing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize. It's like, why is her face doodled and scratched
Yeah, a lot
out?
of people do that. A lot of people do that. Sometimes I do. I'd be like, oh, I look crazy, but I met my subscriber. I met a supporter, so.
That's amazing, and that's the name of the game. It's all about feeling that love, feeling that support in the subscribers. You guys are an amazing, amazing generation. I know, the generation before me probably says that about mine, and you'll be saying that about my niece when they come up. But, that's a conversation I love to have, just to, like, bridge the communication between the generations, between the parents and the children of parents. So we understand each other's worlds, because we have a lot of different worlds happening all at the same time. But one thing is for sure, that technology is moving forward.
It definitely is moving forward.
Do you have any technology challenges at the moment?
Currently, yes, because my MacBook Pro that I got, that my parents purchased for me, it's expensive. And there's a software on there that I wanted to get the laptop in order for me to, like, my editing skills to get better and better. And the software on there is $200. But I was willing to invest because investment is a huge thing. If you want to get bigger, you have to invest in yourself. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use my next check to invest in this, software. But some reason, I'm not sure why, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't allow me to download the software. So I'm like, is this a sign from you, Lord, to tell me to keep on using my phone to edit? So I just kept using my phone. I mean, hey, if God wants me to use the $200 software, then I'll do it. But as far as right now, I think I'm good with my iPhone 8.
Just keep praying on it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned just now that you take your checks. So this is a real business that you're getting checks. Where are your checks coming from?
YouTube. I get paid from YouTube. I get paid from sponsorships. It's a monthly payment. Sometimes sponsorships, they hit me up like, "Ooh, can you promote this for us, please?" And when they do that, I definitely have to first talk to my parents because, I have to set up a P.O. box for them to send me the things that they want me to, promote. And I definitely charge them because with the following that I have, you can't just say, "Oh, okay, I'll do it for free."
Right, because they're going to be making money.
Right.
If you say to put on this shower cap or whatever, everyone's buying the shower cap.
Exactly.
So you charge your sponsors. That is
depending on what it is, yes.
Amazing.
My mom taught me that.
I know that's right. But so do you have a calendar where you're like, okay, we're working on sponsorships because that's a business in and of itself.
It is.
Taking your videos, but not just taking the videos, but now you edit the videos, make sure they're entertaining, you're planning your content, you're uploading and downloading your content, you're studying, you're at track practice.
Yes.
Do you ever sleep?
I do sleep, and I try to go to sleep at 10 o'clock p.m. or at least be in bed by that time. But most of the time I'm up editing. I'm up studying for the SAT. I just took the SAT, so that was very nerve-wracking. I was up all night studying, making sure that I can get the highest score possible.
Good for you. Good luck.
But I do get a good amount of sleep, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, then there's track on the weekends, and track is an all year round sport. This is cross country, indoor, outdoor, so this is all year round. Your weekends and your meets and track meets could be all day long.
All day.
So
it's hard.
Do you do any work while you're at track meets?
Like editing and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schoolwork, studying?
Oh, yeah, schoolwork, studying. Most of the part, when I'm at track meets, my schoolwork is already done. Mm-hmm. And especially the program that we in, we get a chance to do the schoolwork and homework at school.
Okay.
So when I get home, I'm either, doing a little bit of homework and I'm studying. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have a lot of homework, but when I don't have homework, I'm studying. But at the track meets, when I'm waiting on my race, I'm always editing. Like, I do edit a lot. Like, editing is a huge part of my life, and so is studying and schoolwork. Those are the two big things in my life. So I just try to, keep a good schedule, a calendar, because I do have a calendar also, where I try to, editing. I mean, Sunday is my editing day. Okay. So I try to edit on Sundays or film on Sundays so that the video can be out by Monday.
Gotcha. Okay. So you stick to a regimen, to a schedule. How about your eating habits? What do you eat?
I eat so terrible. Okay, I drink a lot of water. That's probably why people be like, "Why is your face so clear?" Water. Some water. That's why. So I drink a lot of water, but I have a fast metabolism, so a high metabolism. So I can eat whatever, and it really won't come back. At least not right now when I've exercised. So with track, it keeps me in shape. Keeps me. But I do eat fruits and vegetables, so definitely got to get those in.
That's the blessing of being a track girl.
Yes.
You will have a great body forever. My message also from my book is that you can run track over the course of your life. I've run all the way up to the master's level, and I have no intentions of giving up track or retiring. Right. That's not going to happen. I'm going to be track coaching and talking about track on my show and promoting my track book. So That's how you keep the body. I always say track does the body good. So, you know what? We're going to have you back on the show.
Yes, I would love to.
Oh, thank you so much. You were so full of knowledge and positive energy. That is really the takeaway from you. It's just a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And you keep on inspiring those kids by the millions, and then us older kids too. You're very inspiring. This is amazing. You can find Princess J. Tell them where we can find you.
My YouTube channel is Princess J, just Princess and then the space and then J. And my Instagram is It's Baby J with 2 S's and 2 Y's. However, if you don't remember that, you can just type in Princess J also. It'll pop up. And that's about it. That's where you can find me.
Yeah. Well, listen, once those 2 pages are covered, you can see everything. So, amazing person.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very inspiring. So keep on the inspiration. That's what we do here at Rising High. We're always rising high to achieve our dreams and go beyond. And speaking of going beyond, here's the classic example. I want to thank you once again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place, Sundays, 3:30, The Rising High Show with Dr. Ware. And you can find me with any questions or comments across my social media networks at risinghighshow at gmail.com. That's my email. And then on Twitter, Facebook, and on Instagram, you can find me on Rising High Show. Please, if you love this show and you really want to spread this message that it's okay to be nice,
Yes.
hit that share button. Share. Scroll and share the show as much as you can. This was just such a positive, amazing conversation, and I thank you guys, and I wish that you continue to rise high.
Rising High with Dr. Ware.